What is up, YouTube? Thanks for joining me here on my channel, Steven Sturgill. Yes, once again, guys, you know my favorite scent, if you watch my channel at all for any length of time, is tobacco in perfumery. So we're looking at one of the unicorn fragrances here in the West, and what I mean by that, it's really hard to find, super hard to source. In fact, here in the US of A, or the United States of America, the only place online that I could sort of realistically, reasonably find a bottle for sale of this was from the country of Oman. And at the time, looking back in retrospect, I probably should have pulled the trigger. I think at the time they were asking about was I think about $399, and I think shipping was, I want to say, either free or about maybe 20 bucks. Well, just something like that. Now I look on eBay, and the bottle is selling for about the same price. Maybe went up a little bit, but on shipping, and there's two listings. I don't know if they're still going to be there when you guys view this video. They're asking for $1,000 shipping. Now, if you are dumb enough or simply rich enough, and you've got just literally just acres of money to burn, be my guest, order it. I am not going to order it and pay $1,000 in shipping for an already very expensive bottle. But I did very much enjoy the scent today. It was my scent of the day, so let's get into it. What am I talking about? I'm talking about this guy. Can the camera pick that up? Really tiny fonts, and I don't know if the camera can focus that well, so I'm gonna try to get some light on it. Focus. There it is. It's not focusing perfectly, but I think you can kind of read that. It says mystery tobacco, and that is Carolina Herrera, or for you Spanish challenged individuals, Carolina or Carolina Herrera. But please try to say Carolina Herrera. This is an interesting scent. Like I said, unicorn, ultra exclusive, ultra hard to find. So I got me 3 of these guys, right? And I got me 1 decant, literally from the well-known website resource called Perfume Samples and Decants. Same exact scent, and the colors are identical. That's a good sign. So I've not tried these yet, but I tried this. Ostensibly the same juice. What can I say about this scent, guys? It's I'll tell you in a nutshell. Well, before I do that, let's look at the official notes breakdown, and then we'll get into the rest. So, let's see. Beautiful bottle, by the way. By the way, guys, and gals, I wish I had really known about the scent back whenever it hit to any degree on our market. It must have come somewhere. Barney's, Nordstrom's, and even Marco's, Saks Fifth, Bloomingdale's. It came somewhere in the US of A, and I missed it. I don't know how popular it was. I don't get the impression that many people either A, had access to it, nor B, even knew what they were looking for. So it just kind of passed right off the radar. I think it was one of those deals where it was here and gone. But these are the official notes. Ginger, davana oil, sweet osmanthus flower. No, I don't. Oh, well, maybe so. Okay, well, I don't know. You'll see why I'm dubious of this list. So let me just get into it. It says tobacco cord is mixed with citrus accents, polished woods, oriental beans, opens with ginger, davana oil, and sweet osmanthus flower. The heart evolves with earthy vetiver characters, spicy patchouli, and guaiac wood or guaiac wood. They're both correct pronunciations technically. All based on tonka bean. 100 mils, and it is an eau de parfum. And it has a very high 4.3 rating on Fragrantica or Fragrantica, or however you want to say it. Now, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't need to go through this ridiculous notes breakdown because I don't get too much of certain elements that they're bandying out. Get hardly any. I'm going to spray just a little bit just to refresh my memory, but I really, really, really. Let's see. Again, this was this end of the day, so I'm not mixing anything. It's okay. I think in retrospect, I see what's going on here, but forget all that. I'm gonna tell you exactly what this smells like in a nutshell. I swear to God, dude, this is to me exactly what it smells like. Now, I don't mean to offend the house of Parfums de Marly. I like Parfums de Marly a lot. But as we all know in perfume land, Parfums de Marly, or Parfums, appear by most people's uh, litmus test or examination, observation, however you want to say it, it appears that they have done some reformulations, let us say, like on Herod. And it's feeling like they're dumbing down the fragrance, the fragrance. And when I say dumbing down, I mean cheapening in a nutshell. It smells less dense, less rich, and just not quite as exclusive and desirable. Still smells very good indeed, don't get me wrong. But a lot of vloggers and perfume lovers and voters out there on the web have stated that to them, this last year or two in particular of Herod is considerably weaker than older editions, and it seems to be just slightly less quality in a way. It's thinner. I don't know about the quality part, but it's thinner, and it doesn't effuse as richly as the older. Because I had an older decant from about 2016, maybe 2017, perhaps, and that thing really had more oomph than the newer bottle that I just got in the mail. I don't know, about 2 months ago, let's say. Um, Having said all that, here's what I'm getting at, guys. Sorry for the long-winded ramp up, but to me, this smells identical for all practical purposes to, I would say, about 70 to maybe 80% TFV. Or actually, Tom Ford TV Tobacco Vanille. The smell's about 60 to 70%, maybe 80. Exactly like Tobacco Vanille. And then it smells the other 20 to 30%, or maybe 35%. It's kind of hard to get those exact divisions sorted. Pretty much exactly like the older versions of Herod by Parfums de Marly. So if you love Tom Ford and if you really, really enjoy Herod, especially the older pre-reformulated versions, which were a little bit richer and stronger, that is exactly what mystery tobacco smells like. I kid you not. It's a virtual doppelganger for those two, mashed up in about that ratio of yeah, in about that ratio. So is it a must buy? Well, firstly, it's almost impossible to buy. Uh, there's almost nobody here in the States selling this anymore. I think my gut instinct tells me it's very, very hard to source even in Europe. Shame on the Puig group. I think they own Carolina Herrera. If they don't, whoever does, shame on you, because you should have produced the hell out of this thing. This should have been on every frickin' shelf in America. Well, at least all the Highline stores and niche stores. It is excellent, but huge. But having said that, as it is priced now, out of Oman and maybe a few other places online, uh, it's much, much cheaper just to go buy yourself a bottle, either vintage or new, of Tobacco Vanille, and buy yourself a bottle of Herod, preferably an older one if you can source it, and spray those on together, and bada bing boom bomb, you've got mystery tobacco exactly in a nutshell. Now, the only last parting thing I will say, other than that, you can imagine how deliciously rich this is, because it's doppelgangers of those other 2 cents, mashed up and married into a forced marriage. Longevity's good. It diffuses very, very nicely for the first 3 to 4 hours, and then it gets quite soft, more of a skin scent, and not totally a skin scent, but a very, very intimate scent bubble. And then after about 2 to 3 more hours, then it's very much a skin scent, but people can still smell it on you, or if you raise your shirt and smell inside your collar. You know, it's not a beast mode frag, but it had very, very adequate performance. Let's put it that way. I will say there's maybe about a 5 to 10%, maybe 15, that is also very, 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 very similar to pure Havane, by the French perfumer, Terry Mugler or Muglier. So if you like a pure Havane, this has maybe around roughly between a 5 and 10% essence, if you will, of pure Havane. But the reason I really don't mention that at the beginning is because it's so similar and sort of lost in translation, because those other two also have at least some degree of pure Havane obviously in them. If they didn't, they wouldn't smell so richly sweet and tobacco-y, a little bit of tonka, vanilla, da 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 da. But what this tells me, guys, is that probably a lot of these same ingredients, like the ginger, davana, sweet osmanthus, and vetiver, and patchouli, and gaiac wood, are almost certainly also in Parfums de Marly Herod, either listed or unlisted, because they do not always list their ingredients, guys. That's a fact. You talk to anyone that's been in real perfumery, and they will tell you, hand to mouth, they never list the entire or very rarely, I should say, list the entire notes breakdown. They just don't. They don't. It doesn't serve in their interest to do that. Or some of the ingredients that are in here are very, very similar smelling to ingredients that are in fact found in Parfums de Marly's Herod, one of the greatest tobacco-based scents in the world, in my humble opinion, and in the opinion of most of my fellow reviewers. Just to end up, guys, Quentin Bish is the nose and the creator that created this. He's done Wanted by Night, which I've got a review coming up, guys. Was not blown away, but we'll get into that more. And I do want to give that one more merry-go-round before I drop the review on that. I'll just simply say that as of right now, the opening of Azzarro's Wanted by Night was almost laughably bad. It was about, I'm a big 1 million lover, okay, in the story. And I know it's not quite as germane to today's contemporary modern scene. And I know it was overplayed and overhyped, and it's the most successful clone in human history, men's at least. And but if you think that was bubblegum and teeny bopper or adolescent, guys, Wanted by Night by Zaros was like kindergarten in comparison to 1 million by Paco Rabanne. It was just so sweet and slightly cheap smelling, and just not at all what I was expecting. I will say, happily, it morphed and transitioned, and the dry down was ballistically better than the opening. But we'll get into all that later. I don't. That's all I'm going to say on that for now. Catch the full review down the road. Like I said, I'm going to give it one more merry-go-round before I drop that review, because I really want my thoughts a little bit more congealed when I drop that review. So look forward to seeing that. Also, I've got another little hint coming up. I don't normally do this, but I'll give you guys a little hint. Just got this in the mail, and I'm not going to show you the name of it. That's it. Yeah, more to come. Let's just say more to come. I'm very, very excited for that one. You'll have to catch me on another episode if you want to see what that was all about. That's going to do it, guys. This is obviously a mature-based, sexy, sensual, sophisticated type scent. Teeny boppers, not allowed. Thank you very much. Otherwise, if you feel you can pull this off, by all means, rock it away. Spray often, spray well. Live life on your terms, baby. See you next time. Thanks so much. Love you guys. Peace out.